Hey YouTubers, this is NBF062966, otherwise known as Norman. I'm from Toronto, Canada. I've been watching everyone's videos on their vinyl collections the last few weeks, and I've been very impressed with the amount of people and what they collect. I find it pretty cool. There's a community out here who just love to talk about their music collections, and especially being vinyl and etc. Just to give you a bit of background on myself, I've got 2,500 LPs and about 7,000 CDs. I love the music for soul, funk, R&B, indie rock from the UK, new wave, reggae, a little bit of classic rock. 90% of my vinyl collection is actually soul, R&B, and funk from the 60s to the 90s. So that'll probably be most of the time what I emphasize on out here, as well as some current stuff from England as well. To get things rolling, I will pick the first record I've chosen to show, and that's, don't laugh everybody, but this is Janet by Janet Jackson from 1993. It was her fifth album. It was probably her most mature album to date. Jam and Lewis were back as the producers, and it's just a really good, feel-good record. My favorite tracks on it include Anytime, Anyplace, If, and Because of Love. Just a really, really good album. Next up is from 1990, Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted. It's his first solo record after he left NWA, and it was produced by the Bomb Squad, and they were an East Coast production group mainly known as producing Public Enemy. It's a really good record. It sounds as good today as it was released back in 1990. This was something I picked up during the summer, and I got it for $20, and it's called Prince's Ultra Rare 12-inch Mixes. Side A has Controversy and Sexy Dancer. Side B has a 21-minute, 37-second version of America. Side C contains Let's Work, Erotic City. And Side D contains Irresistible Bitch, Sexy Motherfucker, and Head. It's released on a purple label called PD. Not really sure what it is. PD Records, 2003. The cover's a little bit natted up, and so is the inside sleeve, but the vinyl is in really, really good shape, and this is a record that I do love to play. Next up on the Prince theme is his 1987 classic record, Sign of the Times. This and Dirty Mind are probably my two most favorite Prince records. This album featured his alter ego named Camille. There was supposed to be a Camille record that was to come out shortly after this, but it never did see the light of day. Standout tracks include If I Was Your Girlfriend, Forever in My Life, Hot Thing, Housequake, and of course the title track, Sign of the Times. Just a really, really good record. Keeping on the Prince theme, here's a 12-inch single by one of his side groups called The Family. Really wasn't a side group, it was three ex-Time members, St. Paul, Jerome Benton, Jelly Bean Johnson, and he also brought in Suzanne Melvoin, sister of Wendy Melvoin, or Lisa Melvoin, who was in the Revolution, as well as Eric Leeds. Came from a self-titled album in 1985, and this was the group that actually recorded the very first version of Nothing Compares to You, which was made famous by Sinead O'Connor. This 12-inch of Screams of Passion is a really, really good record, and I recommend anybody check it out. The self-titled record on CD, if you go on eBay, is well over $100, so I stick to keeping the record on that one. Another record, this is my favorite Temptation, Eddie Kendricks, great falsetto singer. This album contained the #1 hit single called Keep On Trucking, and it's really not one of his better albums, but it does contain one of his better songs called Each Day I Cry Just a Little, and I play this record a lot just because of that song. It's brilliant. Something a little different here. It's from 1976. It's called The Rhythm Makers, Soul on Your Side. Basically, these guys here formed the group GQ a few years later, and they were famous for their song Disco Nights, Sitting in the Park, and a few other tracks. I Love the Skin You're In. Zone and Can You Feel It are really, really good records, songs off this. This is quite rare, actually. A mint copy on the internet goes for probably well over $125 to $150. My copy's not in the greatest of shapes. It's got ring wear. Some idiot wrote all over the cover on it. Please don't write on your records. And anyways, it's not in the greatest of shapes, but I paid $45 for it, but the vinyl itself is in really, really good shape. Here from 1974, it's Blue Magic. It's a self-titled album. It contains amazing falsettos, amazing harmonies, and it has classics on it such as Sideshow, Three Ring Circus, and my personal fave, Stop to Start. Really, really good R&B album. Another one here from 1970. This is called Return of the Marvelettes. It was planned to be a Wanda Young solo record, but Berry Gordy at the last moment decided he was going to market it as a Marvelettes record. It was produced by Smokey Robinson, and it contains two great tracks called Take Me Where You Go and After All. They're both ballads. They're really, really good. As you can see her there, but these two singers here are airbrushed out, so you can't really make their faces out whatsoever. But it's a really, really good record. It also contains a cover of Someday We'll Be Together, made famous by the Supremes. From 1978 here, we've got 1998 here, we've got a record by Pete Rock. It's called Soul Survivor. It's his solo debut after breaking up with CL Smooth. There's a lot of guests on this record. Method Man, Raekwon, Cool G Rap, Black Thought, and there's many, many more. Actually, the UK soul group Loose Ends makes an appearance on here. It incorporates a lot of 70s soul with 90s hip-hop, and he actually tosses in quite a bit of R&B in there. It's a two-record set. It's 74 minutes, and there's a little bit of filler on there, but not too much. Excuse me, first video, my mouth is getting dry. This here is a group called Switch on Motown Records. Their record came out in 1978, this album did. Produced by Jermaine Jackson. It's a lot of classic slow jams like There'll Never Be and I Want to Be Closer. And they've got the banging track called You Pulled a Switch, which was very popular at high school dances when I was young. Lead singer was Bobby DeBarge, the late brother of El DeBarge of the DeBarge family. He was an amazing vocalist, and they're a group everybody should check out, Switch. Next up is Laura Nyro with LaBelle. And this is a really, really, really good record. It's from 1971, and she was an amazing songwriter. She wrote a lot of songs, a couple of them being Wedding Bell Blues, Stone Soul Picnic, covered by the Fifth Dimension. And this was produced actually by Gamble and Huff, famous for Philly Records. And backup vocals on here were done by LaBelle. It's a record I can't even describe. It's just really, really amazing, and I recommend anybody check this out. This is a brilliant piece of music here. Check this one out, please. And my last one for my first video here is my favorite purchase of the year. We're off the R&B tip now. This is Oasis. It's called Time Flies. This is the 5 LP set. It's all their singles. Singles such as Supersonic, Roll With It, Live Forever, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, Lila, Who Feels Love. I haven't opened this one yet. I've opened my other one, but I've kept this one here sealed. I just love Oasis. To me, they're probably one of my favorite groups of all time. And be sure to check out BDI, which is going to be Liam's project with the other members of Oasis, and mine is Noel. So anyways, that's it for my first video. I really enjoyed being part of this community that I've been watching you guys on, and hope to post more. So anyways, thank you for watching, and have a super day. Cheers.